Hello children, welcome back. We have discussed about stack and push operation of stack, right? So today we are going to discuss about the pop operation of stack. How to perform pop operation on stack. I told you what is the pop operation. Pop means deleting an item from the top of a stack is called what? Pop operation. So for that also we need a stack, that is array, that is int stack of n. N is the size of the array. I need a stack here and I need n is the size. What all things are required? An array is required, its size is required, and the item to be removed is stored inside the variable val. Item to be removed is stored. Removed is stored inside the variable val, and to represent the position of the top we have another variable, that is TOS, that is top of stack. Now we can perform this pop operation. Let us take a stack of int stack of 5, that is a stack with 5 elements, 0, 1, 2, 3 and 4. Then the minus 1 means no elements are there inside the stack. This is position stack of 0, this is stack of 1, stack of 2, stack of 3, stack of 4, like that. And if minus 1 means, if TOS is, initially we can take TOS as minus 1. If TOS is equal to minus 1 means what? There is no element inside the stack. No elements are there inside the stack. And if we are trying to delete an element from an empty stack, then a situation arises and the name of that situation is stack underflow. What is meant by stack underflow? If we are trying to delete an item from a stack that is already empty, then we are trying to delete an item from an empty stack, then it is called what? Stack underflow. So when we are trying to delete or when we are doing this pop operation, we have to check whether the stack is empty. If that underflow situation is not there, then only we can perform what? Pop operation. So let's see how can we perform the pop operation. To perform the pop operation, I am going to write some values inside the stack. Just imagine this, some values are there inside the stack. Some values are there. And if you want to delete the items, first you have to start with the top position. Currently, what is top of stack? Currently, the top of stack is what? Top of stack is 4. What is in the top of stack? The position of the last inserted element. The last inserted element is 50 and its position is what? 4. Then top of stack is 4. Then if you want to delete this 50, then what you have to do first? You have to store this value inside the variable val. First you have to take this value and store that value inside the variable val. How can you take the value? To get the value you can write what? Stack of 4. Then you have to store the stack of val 4 inside the variable val. Then after storing this inside val, you have to decrease the value of TOS as 1. That is TOS is equal to TOS minus 1. TOS is equal to TOS minus 1. Then you will get current TOS is 4, and when you are decreasing one value, you will get the TOS as what? 3. That means the item is removed from the stack. Now if 3 is the current TOS, that means this is the top element. That is the element at the top is 60 and value of TOS is what? 3. And if you want to delete this 60, what you can do? If you want to delete the value 60, first you have to store the 60 inside a variable called val and then reduce the value of current TOS 1. That is 3 minus 1. You have to set the value of TOS as 2. And if you want, now the top of stack will be this 1. Top of stack will be this 2. And if you want to delete this 70, then what you can do? Now the top of stack will be this 70. And if you want to delete that 70, what you have to do? You have to store this inside the variable called val and then decrease the value of TOS as 1. That is TOS minus 1. You will get TOS is equal to TOS minus 1 and you will get what? 1 as the current TOS. Then this 1 will be the current TOS will be that 1. That is now the element is there in the position Now the element is there in the position 10. This is the way to delete the element from a stack. And if I am deleting all these elements, just imagine I have deleted this element, all these elements. Now the stack is empty. Then what will be the value of top of stack? If one element is here, then top of stack will be 0. And if I am deleting that element, if I am deleting this element, then top of stack will become 0 minus 1. That is minus 1. And again, if you are trying to delete an element from the stack, is there any element if you are deleting this last element? No, no elements won't be there. So you cannot delete any elements from the stack. That situation is called what? Stack underflow. That is, if you are trying to delete an element from an empty stack, that situation is called what? Stack underflow. Now we can write the algorithm of this pop operation. That is, first we have to write, what is the first step? First we have to write start, and then the first step is what? We have to check whether the stack is empty or not. How can you check whether the stack is empty? For that you can write if TOS greater than minus 1. If the stack is not empty, then only we can perform deletion. So we can write if TOS greater than minus 1. If TOS is greater than minus 1, now what you have to do next? You have to store the value of that position inside the variable val. So you can write val is equal to stack of TOS. TOS contains the position of last inserted element. So you can store that value inside the variable val. Then after storing that value inside the variable val, then you can reduce the TOS as 1. Then you can write the third step as TOS is equal to TOS minus 1. Okay, then the value of TOS will be reduced to the next position. Then that will be the top of stack. This is the way to delete perform delete operation. And then if this condition is false, else, that is, if the condition TOS is not greater than minus 1, then we can say that, what is that condition? That is stack underflow. So we can write it as what? Print underflow. Print stack underflow. That is the step. And then we can stop this end, that is end of if. And the last step is what? Stop. This is that pop operation. Okay. So there are two situations when you are doing this push and pop operation, that is stack overflow and stack underflow. So we have to check whether the stack, when you are doing push operation, we have to check it's not overflow, and here we have to check it's not underflow. I hope it's clear to you. Next. And then pop operation means we can delete element from a stack, try to delete an element from an empty stack, then that is called what? Stack underflow. And algorithm for pop is we have to check whether stack is greater than, the top of stack is greater than minus 1. If it is greater than minus 1, we can store that value inside a variable called val, then decrement the value of TOS, or else if this condition is false, we can say that stack underflow. That is algorithm for pop. And this is the C++ functions for push and pop operations. Here we have written that algorithm in the form of C++ code. And in this chapter, you don't want to study the programs, you just want to study the algorithms of push and pop. And this is the C++ function for stack operations. And here we can see the name of the function is push, and it has two arguments, stack and value. And here the name of the function is pop, and it has only one argument, that is stack. Now we can see the various applications of the stack where we can use this stack. The first application of stack is when we are finding the reverse of string. That for example, suppose you have a string A, B, C. Then if you want to find the reverse of the string, what would be the answer? C, B, A. So in some cases we want to find the reverse of a string. In such cases we can use what? Stack. That is the first application. That is, to reversing a string we can use what? Stack. Then the second application is that infix to prefix or postfix conversion. You are not familiar with this infix, prefix and postfix words that you will study in higher classes. Anyway, I will tell you what is this. Suppose you want to perform a calculation inside the computer. For example, Suppose you want to find A plus B. We know A plus B means A and B are the operands and plus is the operator, and you want to add these two operators. And this, we know this is for doing the addition, but inside the computer this operation is carried out in the ALU. What is meant by ALU? Arithmetic and logic unit. Inside the arithmetic and logic unit, it requires a special format to perform this operation. That formats are called what? Prefix and postfix. So when ALU is performing this operation, it will convert this operation in the form of prefix or postfix. Prefix means placing the operator first and then the operands. Here you have A plus B, plus is the operator. So in prefix notation, we are placing the operator first and then AB, operands next second. In postfix notation, first the operands and then the operator. That is prefix and postfix. And to perform, this is the required format of ALU, and to perform these expressions in ALU, it is using the concept of stacks, that is push and pop operations. And the next one is, the next operation is, in many applications you have an option to redo and undo the things that you have done. That operation is also an application of stack, that is redo and undo operations can be performed in some editors, Photoshops, etc. That is an application of stack. And then the next application is, when we are browsing, we can navigate through different, that forward and backward buttons are there to travel through different pages. That is also an application of what? Stack. So by this we can wind up today's class. I hope it's clear to you. We can see in the next class. Thank you, children.